This is Tommaso Ciampa. You're listening to WNS Podcast.
You are now listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter, YouTube, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Hebert, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Hebert.
Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 272 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNSvideo, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Yes, say it in your new deep voice.
Yeah.
We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
At WNS Podcast, at WNS_Daniel, at Tyler_Hebert.
That's
on
right.
Twitter.
Yeah, that's right. So welcome to the show. Tyler, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Recently visited the happiest place on earth. Had the time of your life. Would do it all over again in a heartbeat. And already looking forward to that next trip.
Yes, of course.
Especially that next trip.
Oh my
to
gosh,
Disney World.
yes.
Because it's going to be even better than this time.
I hope.
Welcome back, Tyler.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Yes, I am, for sure.
Did you miss us?
I did.
Did you miss the listeners?
I did.
The listeners probably didn't miss you because we didn't get one comment about, man, I miss Tyler. So
It happens. It happens.
I think they got tired of waiting for that calendar to come out, and they just said, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done with this guy.
It happens.
He went off and got married and spent a week at Disney World without us. Didn't invite any of us to go with him.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's the listeners. That's not me.
Oh, and didn't invite the listeners to Disney World. Damn,
Yeah.
that's a lot of listeners.
Well, you do what you gotta.
Yeah. They can pay for their own ticket, though. I'm not going to pay for them.
Oh,
They can come with.
yeah.
But
We have a meetup.
yeah, we have a meetup.
See, that's why you utilize your Twitter and be like, dude, I'm at Disney World. Who's around wants to meet up? You can buy me a burger or something.
Yeah.
Because food's expensive out here. I can imagine. I haven't been to Disney World in a long time. Is the food expensive?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. I
Good to know.
mean, we did the food
Package.
package, so
Where you just
we
get,
had a
like,
certain
free
amount.
food?
Well, you have a certain amount of snacks, quick services, and then regular dining. So
all that's taken care of for you.
yeah, you have to, it's a certain amount. You have to pay for that before you go there. And all you have you eat, scan your bracelet, and you leave. I mean, you have to give gratuity.
No, you don't.
You don't, but
Yeah, you really do, you cheap fucks.
hey, no, I give. Oh,
Hey, in
this
other
is,
cultures, tipping is not allowed.
Let me
or
tell you
it
a
is
good story.
frowned upon.
let me tell you
Just
a
so
good.
you know.
I don't know anything about other cultures, as evident by anyone who's ever listened to this podcast, but I know people here in America who are waitstaff for a living don't make a lot of money. So yeah, you should fucking tip.
Well, let me tell you something pretty cool.
They work at the happiest place on earth. That's what he's gonna say, and
They're probably
that's probably
treated really shittily by
We went to a restaurant, and our dining plan does not include appetizers. So you get the regular meal plus
Not even worth
a dessert. That's part of the meal.
Well, that's enough
So we got
trade-off.
an appetizer, and we were pay for that. And our waiter was pretty cool. We talked to him about different stuff, and we were just curious, just talking about different things. And he was laughing. He's like, "Why you ask us these questions and stuff?" I was like, we just like to talk to people who work here.
Yeah.
Just get like
Get
what
to
they
know
think.
'em.
Yeah, what they think about working there and how if it's cool and
was
stuff
he
like
very
that.
nervous about answering?
No, he was.
maybe they have like
he was
secret service.
He was
staff or whatever.
intrigued. He was intrigued that we were asking him different questions. And
What do you want to know about my job?
And,
I love this place. I would never say anything negative about it. As he looks at the security cameras.
There's like a diversion created to the other side of you guys. He gets like trank darted in the back.
Answer the question correctly. But no.
Gonna wake up tied to a chair and under a bright light. What happened?
Very good service. And at the end, he comes with the check and he goes, y'all were so nice. I talked to my manager and we comped y'all's appetizer. I was like, oh, thank you. That was really cool. And we gave him a big tip.
All right, just the tip.
Just a tip.
That's right.
But no, it was just a cool experience and it was nice.
What's your
guy to talk
favorite?
to.
What's your favorite thing at Disney World? Is it a ride? Is it a special attraction? Is it the parade? Like, when you go to Disney World, what are you most looking forward to?
It's between rides and food.
Okay. Are there? Give me like a top 3 or top 5 of rides.
Okay, rides. Rock and Roller Coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Splash Mountain, and I forgot what they're called. Something bears. It's like the
barnyard bear backyard thing.
Jamboree. Because it's so weird and so like creepy, and it's pretty funny.
Kind of disappointed he didn't say Space Mountain.
I didn't get to ride that. We
You
didn't
didn't?
get the fast pass.
Did Daryl?
No, we were going to, but the line was like about like an hour long, and I wasn't going to stay in
Worth
line
it.
for an hour.
Oldest ride, longest
Next time,
line.
I want to fast pass it so I can do it because I've never done it.
Woo!
Hey, I got that shirt, like, because we're going back in June, and I got the that Top Rope Tuesday shirt they put out that has the picture of Space Mountain. It says oldest ride, longest line on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even when they had the parade and like the fireworks and like people were in the main part right there watching that, it was 40 minutes. I'm like, I'm still not going to do it. Because one time when we were with our family and Corbin wanted to ride a certain ride, I forgot where it was, some boat safari ride thing. We stay in line for like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't even want to be in line for this. But I did anyway. And I just got agitated and stay in lines like that. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Did you have fun on the ride?
It was all right, right? It wasn't that great.
Not
It's like
not
one of
hour
the-
and a half.
It wasn't the safari.
It's
It
like
was
one
something
of those,
else.
It's like one of those things where they have like animals and stuff set up, and then someone like navigates the trip, and they say like
Like cheesy stuff.
yeah, like jokes and stuff about those.
Whoa! Watch out! Said that bird.
Not like that.
I
but-
mean, a little bit better than that, for sure. For sure, it's better than that, or they wouldn't have a job.
This is the honey badger. It's pretty much badass. Watch out! Said those birds.
For sure, better.
Some
than
people
that.
get my references. It's okay.
Did you do the the things that I really like is the Buzz Lightyear and the Woody ride where you like ride in the carts and shoot the things? Did y'all
I
ride those?
didn't get to do that.
Y'all do shit.
I did a lot of rides. I also did some more rides that I didn't.
to the rescue.
I didn't get to do last time, like Test Track, the Haunted Mansion, which really wasn't that scary. I'm disappointed. But it's Disney. What'd you expect? Can't think of some other things. The rides were all
Rides
fun.
aren't there.
Yes, that was fun.
I don't like it. I'm afraid of heights.
It doesn't last long though. That sucks. I wish it keeps on going. But like, damn it.
Hey, do you like last year when we went? I'm like terrified of heights. Did you guys ride the soaring thing? It's the
Soaring.
thing where they like lift you up and you're supposed to be like on a hang glider or whatever.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so I obviously I know it's not that high, but it gives you like the depth perception of if you're really high. So like I'm a little bit worried. I was like, am I going to be freaked out by, because they lift you up like, I don't know, like 50, 75 feet off the ground or something like that. And maybe a little more, huh? What did you
I
guess?
think around there. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Probably more.
Probably actually like 15 feet.
No, it's definitely higher than that. But like on the way up, I'm like, okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna be freaked out by the heights. So I go to grab like the little like handlebars on the side or whatever, and there's like this poor like 13-year-old girl who was sitting on the side of me. Who grabbed it first, and like I went to grab it, and her hand was already there. So I like had my hand like over her. So
Double up.
she probably thought I was trying to like hold her hand or something. I was like, I'm really just scared of heights. I'm not trying to get all up on you.
When we went on certain rides, like some fast rides, whatever, I was messing with Corbin because he hates like fast rides, and it was hard to get him on certain rides, and then I just messed with him.
Yeah.
When he was on there, I forgot which ride we were on. He was trying to hide his face under like Daryl's arm, or whatever. I'm like, hey, it's good. Watch out, we're about to come to a safe part. We're about to go like down like a big dip and stuff. I was like, no, watch, this is a safe part. And he looks up and he's telling, I hate you. We're going down. I was like, yeah, I got you. And then
I liked your pose on the on the ride.
I timed it right because I did.
I think your hand
It was
hand
more
was
like
a
this.
little high.
I meant to do that, but
Yeah.
that was the second time I did that by myself. I had to time it right. So
Yeah.
and then we went to did the safari, and that was pretty cool in itself. But when you get to this one part, the bridge teeters. I don't know if you did the safari in Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah, when you're in the bus. Or whatever.
Yeah, it makes you like, oh no, you're in this wild part of safari, and the bridge is gonna collapse. And we knew what was about to happen, but he didn't. And that was the funniest thing ever because he was freaking out and he thought we were going to tump over. And I was laughing at him the whole time. So,
yeah.
Good
stuff. Did you go to Epcot?
Yeah.
Did you have fun
everywhere? Yes.
Tomorrowland and all that good stuff?
Yes.
They have any cool stuff?
Like souvenirs?
No, just stuff to look at. Like I remember whenever I went, and it was back like when I was in 3rd grade, they had solar-powered lawnmowers. Like just running, like cutting the grass in certain little parts, like futuristic stuff to look at.
There are certain rides they replaced, like in Tomorrowland. Like they used to have this ride this show/ride where this alien broke out of this chamber and it would eat people or whatever. The lights would go out and stuff like that. But they replaced it with the Stitch ride.
Yeah, I still haven't done the Stitch thing.
It's cool.
It's all right.
I think like when I went, I think they were they're trying to tell me something about that. I can't remember. I think they said they took that out because someone had like a heart attack or something over the alien thing or whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
We ate at different places. This place called Chef Mickey's. It's in the Contemporary. The one that Monorail goes through. It's a buffet, and like the characters come out, they're dressed up as chefs and stuff, and like it was funny to see because I'm trying to eat my food. And damn characters are bothering me.
Get the hell out of here!
No,
dog.
they go to each table and they were taking pictures with them. So I was stuffing my face while they were taking pictures with them.
Nice.
But heck yeah, man, you don't see too many buffets over there. I'm like, I'm taking advantage of this. I want this buffet.
Was the food okay there?
Yeah.
Right.
Everywhere I ate was good. There was nothing that was bad.
Good to know.
The food in Epcot's the bomb. Like every restaurant we went to was really, really good.
I believe they have a standard, like
High
Disney.
standard.
It's like they would test everything. If it's like below their standards, they're not going to put it out. So
That's good to know. Really good stuff. So let us know if you've ever been to Disney World or Disneyland for that matter. Never been to Disneyland. I have been to Disney World. I also went to Universal Studios back when Nickelodeon still had the giant orange logo and they had the splat machine and all
We're going
that.
this year. I've never been to Universal. This is my first year.
you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to do there. At least there was whenever I went
How big is
several years ago.
How bad is the Hulk coaster? Because I want to ride it, but I'm a little afraid of it.
It's fun.
Is it like a big, like,
It's
crazy one, or is it like?
Yeah, it is.
Crazy.
But you need to do it because it's cool.
I want to do it. I don't want to be able to
Just be one of the first ones through the door and hop right in line.
Since you don't like the drop stuff, you probably won't do the Dr. Doom drop.
I don't do that. I don't do those like this ride is just we shoot you straight up in the air, or this ride is just we drop you straight down to the ground. I don't do those. I hate those.
What about that one where it's sort of like a pendulum where it just brings you up and up and up, and then you drop and you just swing?
Some of those are fine. It depends on like how big it is.
Where it's like the 2-person thing, and you start in the center and it just brings you
Like
up into the
momentum
air.
is like-
Yeah, you get the constant.
I mean, I've rode some of those that are like those old like Viking warships, but that aren't as bad because they're like huge like ships that like a bunch of people sit in, and it's just like them going back and forth. Like I don't remember where that was that I rode that, but it was fine. I don't know. It just depends on the thing.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm very much a coward when it comes to heights.
Hey,
I am like deathly afraid of heights.
I'm right up there with you. I hate the feeling of falling and all that. So, yeah, rides have never really been my forte. But let's dive into some feedback. Only bit of feedback we have this week is from Victor. Saying, damn, lucky you, Daniel. I absolutely hate having facial hair. It's gross, gets in the way, and won't stop growing. I have to let it out longer than I want so that whenever I cut it, it can't grow back nearly as fast. Man, damn you, Daniel. Damn you. Damn you is all the hell.
I totally understand that. You get long, and then when you shave it, you have like a smoother feeling. It takes a little bit to come back.
Damn, Daniel.
What is that about? I've heard people.
I don't know. It's something about some fucking shoes. I don't know. I'm clearly too old to understand. It's some fucking
It's
kid shit.
one kid who had a Snapchat, and he was complimenting one of his classmates on his attire. And so then the next day he did it again. And then, he would do it continuously. Like every time we'd see him, he'd walk up, "Damn, Daniel." And then one day he noticed he was wearing a particular set of shoes. And he's like, "Oh, rocking the white Vans again." So it just caught on.
That's simple, huh?
It was that simple. They both went on Ellen. The guy who had the Snapchat account, he got a free surfboard, whereas the Daniel guy, he got a lifetime supply of Vans shoes.
Oh, that was a kid got gypped.
Yeah, he really did. He got a surfboard that said, "I've been on Ellen."
Who wants a fucking surfboard anyway?
I want free shoes.
Yeah,
for
no
life.
kidding. Give me a lifetime supply of shoes.
My Vans are about worn out. I need a new pair right fucking now. So,
Damn, dog.
Vans, if you want to sponsor the show.
We need it.
Holla at you boys. So we do have lots to talk about this week. We're going to give you our thoughts on Raw. We're going to give you our payback predictions. We got some hot topics and a little bit of Q&A as well. But before we go into that, very late in the show, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff. Doug, how are you?
I'm okay.
Making it?
I'm making it.
All right. Good stuff. Well, let's talk about Raw, the go-home show
Chicks,
for Raw.
man.
Yeah, chicks, man. Yeah. We kick things off with Shane coming out, and he's interrupted by Stephanie McMahon. They have an encounter saying, "Oh, this is my last week of Raw, but I'm still in charge, so you're getting out of here."
Before that, how do y'all feel about them? I don't know if they said it on Raw because I missed certain parts, but I know they've been posting it on Facebook, WWE. They're calling this the start of the new era.
The new era.
How do you feel about that?
I'm fine
What do you
with
mean
it.
it's new era? I mean, it's just because of Shane, but it's not really,
Not yet.
I don't know.
It's in the development. That's what I think. I think that's what the whole payback announcement thing is going to be about.
What do you mean?
Well, they announced that Vince McMahon is going to be on Payback to make the announcement as to who's going to be running Raw. So it's going to either be Steph or Shane.
Oh, do you mean that stipulation that was already settled at WrestleMania?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
And the whole thing where you are no longer my son, yet I'm going to let you run my company.
I'm proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. Yeah, you've done such a wonderful
Checking.
job. Yes. Continuity. Good stuff. A lot of rumors are speculating that this will be the announcement of the brand split. Say, hey, we're going to go back to SmackDown has their brand and Raw has theirs. Not sure how I feel about it, but I don't know.
They definitely have enough people to do two brands, but they've never really executed it particularly well, so who knows?
And then, Raw's going to be 3 hours, SmackDown's going to be 2, so would Raw need a larger roster and SmackDown need a smaller roster, or would SmackDown, God forbid, go up to 3 hours? It's just, I don't know.
SmackDown's getting 3 hours.
I mean, I maintain that there is a brand split in effect, and that's NXT and the WWE, and that is a really well done split of the brand.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they would hope to accomplish with, another segmented part of the roster. I don't know. I mean, I in theory, we understand what it is, but they've never executed upon it very well. So
we'll have to see how it all plays out, what the announcement is at Payback. But the opening contest that we got to see, AJ Styles going up against Sheamus, and this was a fun, fair match. It was fine. Anything to really take away from it?
it was good, but AJ went a little too toe-to-toe with Sheamus for my liking. And he's really got to stop doing the old signature Tommy strike exchange because he's really bad at it. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. And then were Gallows and Anderson, didn't they come out for that?
They came out during the... They came out at some
I thought it was at the end of that one.
At the end of the matchup.
I thought it was.
I'm trying to remember. I don't recall.
I don't remember. They definitely came out when Roman was out, but that was a different... That
was later in the night.
And they were... I think they might have just been backstage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, after that we got a segment from the New Day featuring the Vaudevillains and Enzo and Big Cass. I kind of felt like this was a letdown segment. It just seemed very odd, very out of place. I get where they were going, but it just didn't really work for me. How about you guys?
I think the only reason it really sort of didn't work was because they sort of used they tried to flesh out what the vaudevillains are as characters. Because for like a long time, it's been like,
well, who are these guys?
Are these guys from that era? Do these guys just really like that era, so they like aesthetically represent the era? Are they like hoping to bring that era back? They basically said as much like we think that era is a superior era and we're trying to represent and bring it back here. So it's not like we're like lost in time.
Yeah, we stepped out of a time machine.
Sure.
What is this place?
So it wasn't so much a it wasn't so much a verbal sparring from these dudes as they were sort of establishing their characters, and because English and Gotch are like far inferior talkers than Enzo and the New Day are, so they looked outclassed in every sense.
Yeah, and the fact that they had them coming out and singing and stuff like that, it just didn't really work.
Well, when you got
who was singing? I didn't see it. Who was
Aiden English?
Well, that's what he does though. That's what he did.
Yeah,
in the past.
But it looks dorky when you've got like Enzo ripping off killer line after fucking killer line.
Yeah.
What did he say this week that was like he has like a killer line every Oh, he said something like they thought they were going to go on to win the titles, or the vaudevillains that is, and he said like, and I want to run down the beach into the arms of myself, but that's just not possible.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, something wild. You missed last week's Raw?
I watched pieces of it, and I heard what you said about and I saw the A cups.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
He's got like every week he's got like one new line that's like real solid, you know?
Yeah.
The vaudevillains were just outclassed. Neither one of them can talk as well as Enzo or anybody in the New Day.
And then they had that, sort of awkward stare down, and the New Day were doing their who, who's going to win? So,
Well, I like they were sort of like
feeding off of it.
Well, I like that they were sort of like, oh, you know how you see those fucking like high school videos of like kids like insulting each other?
Freestyling and all that.
Yeah, and freestyling each other. And then they were like the crowd of kids in the back. They're like, oh, you got fucking
Wrecked.
What they're doing.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked.
Man, we're getting old.
I know, right? We reference kids like
Those damn kids.
like twice now. We're like, I don't get that fucking kid stuff.
That's all it is. A bunch of kid stuff these days. We're men, damn it.
Yes.
I'm a man.
I mean,
I'm a man child.
We're man
kind of
children,
men.
yeah.
Man children.
Yeah. Yay
Men-
for the
men-
kids.
Yay.
It's all about the kids.
I'm fucking old, that's for sure.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm pretty old.
Nah, you still have a lot of life left in you. After that, we got to see the debut match for Gallows and Anderson going up against the Usos. Usos fell short this time, but what did you guys think about the matchup? I felt like it went a little too long.
I thought that the Usos looked really motivated and they worked really hard, and I thought they were really awesome in this match. And I thought Anderson and Gallows were just like a non-entity. They could have been any other team.
Yeah, like I feel like they could have easily been replaced by someone. It was like they were just there. It's like, okay, well, we're this tag team now.
I mean, obviously this is their first WWE match, so it's like far too late to make any like real like hard hot takes about these guys. But I mean, as of right now,
not too impressed.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never saw them wrestle before as a team.
Honest
when they're in the Bullet Club. How were they?
I mean, like, I think Anderson is like pretty solid, and I think Gallows is like a waste of a spot, to be honest. Like, I don't see what they see in Gallows. To me, they're trading on their past association in the Bullet Club. Like, they are being paid solely on the fact that they were in the Bullet Club, and they are trying to capitalize off the fact that they were in the Bullet Club.
It's like, all right, we got some Bullet Club members. We got them to jump.
Yeah, I mean, Anderson's fine, but like to me, Gallows is just not that hot.
So if it came down to splitting them up, you'd probably see Gallows get the axe and Anderson going as a singles competitor.
I mean,
or does he?
I guess.
Or would he kind of like? Do you think he has the ability to stand on his own?
Yeah, but he's not a star or a main eventer.
Right.
I mean, I think he's like a mid-card guy as a singles competitor.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, so Gallows and Anderson ended up getting the victory. Then after that, they started roughing up on the Usos, into which Roman Reigns comes out and starts roughing up on them. It was just a bunch of chaos. Ooh-ah. Yeah. So after that, we got a really cool Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens video package talking about the history. And
was that the same one that had been putting on the Facebook, WWE Facebook? That
I don't
keep
know.
on
I didn't
promoting?
see the one
I
you're
didn't see it
talking about.
either, but more than likely. It talked about how Zayn was at Owens' wedding. He was at the hospital whenever the Owens' child was born, and all that good stuff. And they had, this long past with one another.
Yeah, they said that, and they'll show like they've been fighting on the independent circuits, and they're not going to say it was like him versus. They're not going to say
Who's El Generico?
who's. Yeah, I know they're not going to do that, but or show They won't show pictures because of him and but.
So it was really good. I enjoyed it. After that, we got to see Sami Zayn go up against Rusev, and Sami Zayn ended up getting the victory with a roll up, which is kind of sad.
He's the one with the pay-per-view match, though.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same with Styles and Sheamus, and it's the same with Roman and Del Rio. You got these talented guys who
Del Rio, Sheamus, and Rusev have nothing for.
They have no momentum, though.
No, I mean
Yeah.
for the pay-per-view.
Correct.
Okay.
They all wrestled people. I mean, they all wrestled individually.
Yeah. And one of the things that I found interesting is, there's talk that the League of Nations is going to be splitting very soon. And I thought this was sort of the week where they just kind of dropped it, with the exception of mentioning it in the introductions.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, Sheamus is coming out by himself to his old music. They've officially dropped the League of Nations, and then Lillian was like, representing League of Nations. I was like, I guess not this week.
If they do the brand split, they'll that's a way to split them up.
Yeah, definitely. But I thought the match was okay.
And this was a shit crowd, and they really sucked me out of this match. Maybe the match just wasn't that great, but I like Sami Zayn a lot, and I like Rusev a lot. And like when I fucking have to sit here and listen to people chant, when I've got Sami Zayn in the ring and I've got Rusev in the ring, and I'm listening to people chant for Lana, who's effectively for me a non-entity.
Yeah.
It just like frustrates me.
Where were they?
Where were they? Connecticut, because because part of Stephanie's program promo was about this is where she grew up and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I was born here. I'm one of y'all. Blah 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 blah. But Sami Zayn does end up getting the victory, and then Kevin Owens attacked him shortly thereafter, as Zayn was making his way back up the ramp. After that, we got to see Apollo Crews go up against Stardust. And I felt like the crowd wasn't into Apollo Crews. They just really weren't into this match at all. I'm still. It's like they're trying to push him. They're trying to say, look at how athletic he is. Look how talented he is. And I don't know. There just seems to be that disconnect. It's just something about it I'm not clicking with.
I thought this was his best performance on the main roster to date. So it worked fine for me in this instance.
Yeah. Tyler?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. After that, we got to see a segment between Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. Dean Ambrose cutting a very serious promo with a couple jokes tied into it, saying,
where the fuck has this Dean Ambrose and this Chris Jericho been? Because these are the versions of Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
From what I saw, Dean Ambrose was pretty much straight to the point.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
he came out and was like, I was originally scheduled to do the Ambrose Asylum, but I don't want to do that, even though I think I'm a good host. But then he got straight to the point. He was like, you've pissed me off. I'm not gonna attack you from behind. I'm gonna come to your face and attack you. And that's the kind of person I am. I never asked for anything. I earned everything that I got. Like, it was a really solid promo from him.
These are the versions of these characters that I am interested in, not what we've been fucking getting from these guys.
Yeah, like, put the jokes out of the way. Just have a good old-fashioned, I dislike you, you dislike me, let's just fight.
Comedy has its place on the card, but
It does.
He's not the guy for that.
No. Like, I get you want him to be wild and wacky because he's borderline crazy, but...
I mean, wacky and crazy are two different things.
Yes.
And he's not very good at getting... I think the material sucks, but he's also not great at delivering the material in the way that they want it anyway. It just doesn't work for him, and it just is a stupid idea anyway. So why are you asking him to do it?
Just have him be that crazy guy. Like, I don't care who you are. If you step in front of me, I'm going to try and knock you down. So it was really good promo work from both guys. The Jericho promo for me, it always agitates me a little bit whenever he does the "I'm the best in the world at what I do. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now?" I just feel like it's a little too long-winded.
Yeah, but he's supposed to sort of annoy you with it. That's sort of the point.
Yeah.
I've been as critical of Jericho these past few years as anybody, but I felt like this is like...
He's taking it up a notch.
Well, I feel like for this place in his career, this is optimal Jericho. Like we got from where he is at this point in his career. This is like the peak we're going to get out of him. And I thought he did a really good job.
And I heard that there were talks that this was originally going to be the plan. This was originally going to be their match for WrestleMania. Like, it was going to be not Styles and Jericho, but Jericho and Ambrose at WrestleMania. But then they, went off the heat from Ambrose and Lesnar and decided to go that route instead. But that's rumor. Can't confirm or anything like that. But yeah, it is.
They had to continue the theme of WrestleMania, which was shit booking.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, and they ended up getting into a brawl, battling over to the announcer's table, but Chris Jericho ended up getting the upper hand. So, looking forward to it. Next up on the card, we got to see Natalya go up against Emma. Just a really short matchup. I was kind of disappointed in it, and the fact of how quick the finish came. Emma had most of the offense going, and then all of a sudden it turned around, and Natalya puts the sharpshooter on, tap, 1, 2, ring the bell, and that's it.
It was good for what it was, but it wasn't much. There was nothing of note.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was what it was. After that, we got to see a video package for the now late Chyna, who passed away last week. It was towards the end of last week, right? Or mid to late last week.
I don't know. It's been a fucking week, man.
Yeah.
Chyna, Prince, fuck. I mean,
Balls Mahoney, the week before.
The fucked up thing is, like, I am at that, like, I remember being, like, young and like, hearing about people dying, and then clearly understanding at a young age that these were people that impacted people that were older than me's lives in significant ways, but not feeling emotionally tied to them.
Right.
So it was just one of those things. It's like, oh, well, it sucks as people died. I could tell it affected my parents or it affected whoever. And then now I'm at the point in my life where all those people that are dying, I have, like, emotional connections to, and I have, like, they have affected my life in ways, and it's just so weird to be at a place in my life where noted celebrity deaths are, like, people I care about and, like, people that, like, have moved my life in one way or another.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, right?
Like Dusty and then Piper, now Chyna.
What a fucking year, right?
Like, holy crap.
Last year was a fucking dagger in the heart of wrestling fans.
It's like when Comic Palooza rolls around in June, we better go ahead and get that autograph and picture with Flair. So, that's all I'm saying.
I'm going to be in Florida, too. I'm going to miss
Oh, God. You got to find a way.
Yeah.
So,
wait, what's the date?
I'd have to look it up.
See, I'm
June,
only here
right?
the first week of June. I leave, like, the 8th or something.
I want to say it's like the last part of June.
Yeah, I want to say it's later.
It's got to be the first or the last week, or I'm sort of fucked.
Let's see.
It's like 23rd, 24th.
17th through the 19th.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there for that.
Oh. Did y'all hear who's coming to Space City Con?
Maybe. Remind me.
Demolition.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that, actually.
Yeah, they're going to be.
When's Space City Con? Is that in?
It's actually going to be Memorial Weekend. So this time, the weekend that Comic Palooza usually takes place, they're having Space City Con.
Are they running on Memorial Day too?
What?
Just the weekend,
Oh,
the weekend prior or actually Memorial Day? Because
I'd
I'll
have
be
to see.
sort of, if it's Memorial Day, I can probably make it up for that because I'll get the holiday.
Right. 27th, 28th, and 29th. So, let me see. Check the calendar. No, it'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I might be able to swing Sunday.
Yeah.
Are they going to be there Sunday?
I'd have to check as well. But
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
yeah, it should be pretty cool. And also some of the Lucha Underground stars
Are
are
gonna be at
going to
Space
be
City?
there. Yes. So it should be pretty fun to
DMC is
watch.
going to be there too? Fuck, man.
Who? Who'd you say?
DMC from Run DMC.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah, it's looking like they're actually trying to step up their game a little bit.
Who's all gonna be there from? Who's all the wrestlers?
So far, I believe Katrina, the ring announcer, and then Mil Mascaras. Oh, not Mil.
What? I was like, what?
Mil Muertes.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was like,
I'm
no.
Wow, that was a.
You know who I didn't
blank.
realize Mil Muertes was? Oh yeah,
He's that guy. Yeah.
he's that guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't the ring announcer. Sexy Star. So Sexy Star, Katrina, and Mil Muertes, and also Demolition is gonna be a Space City Con in Houston.
Mil
Mil
Mascaras.
Mascaras. Yes.
I was like, what?
That'd be cool.
He's not Lucha Underground. What are you talking about?
No, he's not. Or did I
That would be cool.
unveil a secret spoiler for all of
Whoa.
our listeners?
Whoa.
No, it is not. So yeah, so it should be a good time. Maybe we can go up there for my birthday weekend. That'll be a fun time.
Are they running the Galleria?
No, not anymore.
No, it's
They're
gonna
usually
be
in a hotel.
I think NRG Arena this time.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
don't think I've ever
not
been
not the stadium, but the arena.
Well, they've been doing it at a hotel the last few years.
Yeah,
I thought they did it
I
at
don't
the
like it.
Galleria last year.
No, that's been like 4 or 5 years ago.
that was whenever we went and met Jason David Frank.
And he's coming back too.
All right. Might miss him this time. Oh, well. But yeah, so unfortunately, Chyna passed away, 45 years old, I believe. Just,
Too fucking young.
yep,
Way too young.
yep. It's really sad. And what's really bad is the day after I found her YouTube channel, and she posted a video from like 2 months ago, and she seems so happy and full of life. And then she posted one like 3 or 4 days before her death, and she just seemed so out of it. And it was really sad.
Yeah, she's had her share of problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, we all have our problems. We all have our faults and whatever, but I mean, it's sad. It's tragic. From what I can tell, she's led a pretty tragic life. She's had a lot of problems, and, you know, I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
And
I did not know she did New Japan.
briefly. It wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah, really sad stuff. Sad to see her go. And you know, there's always the talks of, excuse me. You know, is she going to go in the Hall of Fame now, and all that kind of talk. I mean, do you want to get into that kind of conversation now, or?
I mean, might as well if we're talking about it.
Yeah,
I mean, the reason to split it up.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where there's two sides to it. There's reasons why they should put her in, and there's also reasons why she should not. But, you know, on the side where she should not, you can also argue that for a lot of people who are currently in the Hall of Fame, that they have reasons why they should not be in. But it's, you know, as Doug, you've said in the past, it's the WWE Hall of Fame. They do whatever they want. It doesn't really have, you know, in the eyes of some fans, it does have a lot of prestige, but in others, it's not so much.
Yeah, can you just read the thing from Ace, because I don't want him to feel like I'm ducking it.
Yeah,
But I don't see why we would wait to talk about this if we're going to talk
Sure,
about it.
yeah.
I don't want him to think I'm ducking his question.
yeah. It's from the Q&A portion. Ace McSpade, excuse me, saying, "I'm sure you guys have heard about the death of Chyna by now, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. Personally, I think she should go into the Hall of Fame, not necessarily next year, but soon." I also remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, Doug was talking about Chyna and the Hall of Fame, and I was wondering how he feels about it now. Personally, I think if Coco Beware and the Bushwhackers are in the Hall of Fame, then Chyna is more than worthy.
Okay, so before I say anything more about this, I want to be crystal fucking clear. that I am not going out of my way to speak ill of the dead. And the original conversation that happened took place before we knew Chyna passed. And I'm not pulling a fucking Lance Storm and going out of my way to say something bad about someone who just died, like unprovoked. Like, I said something before this happened, and now Ace is asking me to revisit some things that I said a few weeks ago before we knew this was happening. We knew this happened. So that is where this is coming from. And just to clarify, if you didn't hear the show, what happened was, I don't remember who asked, but someone asked our opinion on if we thought that Triple H's stated reason of why Chyna wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame is the fact that she's done like pornography, whatever, is a legit reason, and what our opinion on that was, and if we thought she was a Hall of Famer. And first of all, in my opinion on the WWE Hall of Fame is like well stated on this show. Like Daniel just said, like, to me, I don't care. To me, it is nothing but a PR thing. There is no real. There is a certain amount of prestige to it, but it's only for publicity. It's only for PR. It's whoever they want to put in. And to me, I'm not going to get worked up one way. I used to, but then I just realized one day that it was very stupid and that to get worked up about it because they're just going to put in who they want to put in. So I have no problem with whoever they decide to go in. And I'm not really worked up about people they're omitting either. So now what I said about Chyna was I thought that if she didn't go in for the expressed reason is because she did pornography, if that is the legit reason that she's not going in, I thought that was bullshit. Because there was a lot of people with a lot of questionable pasts in their Hall of Fame. And I believe that, and I stand by that. I also said that I didn't think, personally, that if I knew that I didn't know that I was convinced that she had a Hall of Fame career. And I stand by that, too. Now, that doesn't mean that I have any ill will towards Chyna. It does not mean that I am any less affected or any less sorry for anybody who was close to Chyna or anyone who was a huge fan of Chyna. It's just strictly me trying to be as objective as possible and looking at someone's career and saying, do I think that's a Hall of Fame career or not? It has nothing to do with Chyna the person. So I don't take back anything I said because I don't think I disrespected her in any way. And now I'm not revisiting this now, like after she died, to say bad things about people who died. And I don't want anyone to take it that way because I know that whole thing with Lance Storm happened and people were like, and I think Lance Storm was in the wrong for what he did.
What did Lance Storm do?
He said in Balls' passing, he said some real thing. He went out of his way to say negative things about Balls in like a sort of backhanded way that no one really asked him about. He was just sort of like kind of a dick for no reason about it. And so I wanted to be very clear that I'm only revisiting this because Ace is asking about it. Now, I don't think Chyna was a great worker. I don't even think she was a good worker. I think she was a very limited worker. I think that is a fair assessment. I think her in-ring career lies on the network for you to go and assess that for yourself. If you think she is I don't think she's a good worker. Now, what are some ways that we can try to be objective about what we think is a Hall of Fame career? Like worker is one, that's a little more subjective than others, but worker is one way to look at it. Another way is like star power, drawing power. Now, she was a pretty decent sized star for the Attitude Era, which is one of probably the biggest boom in wrestling history.
Yeah, part of Generation X.
Sure, but I think that you could argue that she certainly wasn't the biggest star of the Attitude Era, and I think you could argue she wasn't even the biggest like women's star of the Attitude Era. I think it's arguable whether her or Sable. Some people might say Sable is a bigger star than her. I think that's an argument that's worth listening to either way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think she's a great worker, and I don't know if she was like. I don't know of any way to attribute like drawing power to her. Now I think that where you would try to argue her case as a Hall of Famer is maybe was she a trailblazer, or maybe was she what's the word I'm looking for? Was what she did sort of like open doors for women to do? I mean, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I believe that. I think that there are a lot of things about Chyna that women could look at and say to find like inspiration in. I'm sure that it's all there, but there's a lot of stuff about Chyna and the way that her character was portrayed that I think could easily offend women that I think could easily offend transgendered people. So I don't know if she was this sort of like trailblazer that you would argue, because a lot of times she wasn't a great worker, and when she wrestled men, she was sort of treated as a joke a lot of the time. She like the quote, like the joke, and I'm not saying I think this is funny, but I'm saying this is how it was portrayed, that she sold like nut shots and stuff. Like the joke was like, she's so big and strong that she has to be a man. Actually, it was sort of like a wink and a nudge, like she's not really a woman. And while I think there are aspects of Chyna's career that women and transgender people could find inspiration in, there are certainly some things they could find like really to be not happy about, to be offended by, and I think that's legitimate. So if so much of her character, if she wasn't a great worker, we can't confirm she was a huge draw. I mean, if she was an actual draw, she was for sure a memorable character, and that's a big part of her case. But also, we don't know, or I don't know how, to some of the extent she was treated as a joke some of the time. I don't know, like, where that sort of leads her case as a pioneer, if you're arguing that as her, and I think that's a fair argument for me to make.
Sure. And
certainly she was a big star. Certainly she was at least a sizable star from a hot period, but for this, okay, take this ride with me for the sake of argument. This is obviously relative because these past eras aren't nearly as hot as the Attitude Era, but would you say Randy Orton was a big star for his era?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say, relatively speaking, that Randy Orton was a bigger star in his era relative than Chyna was in her era?
Yes.
Okay, I don't fucking think that I'm convinced Randy Orton's a Hall of Famer. I just don't think. I don't think Randy Orton's a elite worker. I think he's a solid worker. I don't think he's a tremendous promo. I don't think that there's any like drawing power that we could look at Randy Orton and say he's a fucking draw. I don't think that exists. I don't even think Randy Orton was a true main. Randy Orton feels to me like a guy who they told us was a main eventer, but never really even felt like a main eventer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to come, it's not like, to me, what I'm trying to say is, to me, a Hall of Fame career, and this is separate, I'm separating my opinion of a Hall of Fame career from the WWE. I don't give a fuck who's in the WWE Hall of Fame. I just don't. Right. It's not prestigious to me, to a certain extent. But to me, the Hall of Fame, it's not a participation award. I think a Hall of Fame is an elite thing. Like, if you are a Hall of Famer, that fucking means, like, you are better than whatever line we decide as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't know if I would consider it. I think someone could make an argument to me. I would listen to people's arguments, and maybe they could sway me, but I don't know if I feel Chyna as a Hall of Famer. I don't know if it means anything to anybody who's upset by that. I don't know if I think Randy Orton's a Hall of Famer, and I think a lot of people listening think Randy Orton's a Hall of Famer. I don't fucking think he's a Hall of Famer. And without a doubt, Randy Orton's going to the fucking WWE Hall of Fame. So that's just where I'm coming from. And that's no disrespect to Chyna, her legacy, her fans, her family, her friends, her fans. No disrespect. It's just how I feel about her career.
Sure.
Okay. That's fair, right?
And that's fair. And it is. And I would say that some of the rebuttals for that would be not necessarily her ability in the ring, her mic skills or anything like that, or drawing power. But as far as like trailblazing, setting a path, you look at a woman like Beth Phoenix, who came in as that strong style of woman. I say strong style, not the Japanese strong style, but muscular physique. Very popular with the crowds, but
I wouldn't say.
Well, no, I'm not trying to make a bid for Beth Phoenix to go into the Hall of Fame, as much as I was a fan of hers. But what I'm saying is, like, she set a tone that not all females have to have this particular, body. They don't have to be slim or tiny or petite. You can be muscular and still be proud of your features, whether they're, accentuated or not.
And that's where I'm with you. But that's where I said that they played it off like she was a man, which is sort of the backside of that compliment. Sure. Is sort of like, but...
I mean, I distinctly remember going to Monday Night Raw, and I actually found the match on YouTube whenever they came to Beaumont, and it was a 2-on-1 handicap match, Chyna versus Pat Patterson and Briscoe.
Wow.
And and so the whole match was obviously, the Stooges butting heads with one another, but then they threw the baby powder in her eyes, and then they started fondling her and slapping her on the ass, and then they did the low blow, and she's like, oh, come on, I'm a chick, it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
And so they naturally do their finish or whatever, and Chyna gets the win. But going back to the argument, or at least from a fan's perspective, she was a trailblazer in that aspect. First woman to go into the Royal Rumble. She was, I believe, the first female to become Intercontinental Champion, despite how she won it or anything like that. So people would make that kind of claim, saying, well, I mean, look at what she did.
Well, I think that's fair, but I think like what I said is my rebuttal to that. If she was a pioneer, then why weren't women treated more seriously? Why didn't they take up intergender? They didn't. They were doing bra and panties matches all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not like a lot of women followed in her footsteps. And like, I mean, we're just now 20 years later going to be like, hey, we're going to take women's wrestling seriously now.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, that's a 20-year gap. Is that a trailblaze? Is that a pioneer?
Right.
I don't know. I think that's open to interpretation. If you want,
sure.
I want to make it perfectly clear that I don't want to take anyone's feelings about Chyna away from them. If she was a fucking pioneer to you, right fucking on. Good for you and good for her. I just saying, like, to me, it's up for debate.
Sure. And you also have to take into account that at that time, the WWE only hired supermodels.
Sure.
They were like, we just hired you because of your looks, and we're going to put you out in bra and panties matches to drive up the ratings. It has nothing to do with what you can do in the ring. We just, guys want to see you naked.
Sure, she was certainly a sizable star for her era. I just don't know if that's enough. Because
Right.
I think people would say that about Randy Orton, and I'm not convinced Randy Orton's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Just to throw that out there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's a fair argument, but like I said, I know a lot of fans would disagree with you, which that is your opinion, and everyone is entitled to their opinion as well. So if they would like to rebuttal to your opinions, we would love to hear from them, and I'm sure we'll address them next week. Or
yeah, and I really want to make this like as clear as can be. I don't want to take away your good. I'm not trying to, and I don't want to take away your good feelings of Chyna.
Right.
If you think she's a Hall of Famer, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and I would never take that away from you or her. I'm just saying, in my search to be as objective as a person as I can about something that I like, which is wrestling, I try to be as objective as I can about it. That's just how I see it.
And like Doug said, there are plenty of people that have gone into the Hall of Fame that didn't have a Hall of Fame career.
For sure.
It's the WWE. They're going to do what they want just to, make good face.
There are people with Hall of Fame careers that aren't in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Exactly. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like you said, it's not a participation award.
Yeah.
It's not, I called it a career. Go ahead and,
Also,
give me
politics.
my ring for the, and it is politics. So.
One last thing I would say about it is now that they've all acknowledged her passing so publicly, all the people, Triple H is the guy who made the statement, so I don't want to attribute his statement to everyone, even though he is an officer for the company. But that could have just been an off-the-cuffs defense for why she would never go in. They may have been concerned about a destructive path that she was on and not wanted her to die on their watch. That's why it took so long to get that's why it took so long to get Scott Hall in and all the shit with Jake. That's why
you got to clean yourself up.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that
we don't
is
want
what
additional bad PR.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying it could be a possibility. This could have been just a bullshit answer they gave off the cuffs because he was caught off guard or whatever. Who knows? But I mean, completely seriously, R.I.P. Chyna. I mean, I was a fan as anybody during the Attitude Era, and she was a big part of that. I would not take that away from her.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I grew up during the Attitude Era watching DX and all that, so Chyna was a big part of that.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
And then her deal with Mark Henry, and then going on to Eddie Guerrero. So there was a lot of memorable moments from her career. No doubt.
Remember that. Chyna and Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, the Mamacita stuff. It was mostly on SmackDown, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, she's going to be missed by all of her fans, but, will they put her in? Maybe. Can I see it go either way? Sure.
I think she's going in. Just from how they acted, after the fact, I feel like she will eventually go in.
Yeah. They'll say, let's look at the career, not the post-career stuff. Unfortunately, she lost her life at a very young age and all that. So, it's sad to see.
Too many fucking people dying.
Too many demons out there. It's just, get the help you need. if you're struggling with anything. But let's move on a little bit. After going back into Raw,
I was fucking down there.
yeah. After the video package, we got Miz and Maurice to come out talking about their upcoming match with Cesaro. And Cesaro comes out and they trade movie lines. Now, Doug, last week you said that you kind of enjoyed Miz doing the movie lines.
Look, this isn't
I just wanted to see.
This isn't some like top shelf shit, but I still sort of enjoy. Like, I sort of got a kick out of it. I was like, this is all right.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
Okay, just wanted to see if you're.
What did you say this week?
Huh?
What did you say this week?
They did the whole Taxi Driver, Robert De Niro. You talking to me? You talking to me? I don't see anyone else here. And then
Cesaro ended with Mick Mayday.
Well, Miz then went off with Do You Feel Lucky?
Yeah.
Dirty Harry, and then Cesaro was like, go ahead, make my day. So, then they brawled a little bit, and we're about to see the Cesaro swing, but Maurice jumped on top of the Miz
I really got a kick out of Maurice when she's like, "No, do it like you do at home," or whatever.
They're kind of like that creepy couple now. They're just gonna like make out in front of you and just like, this is awkward.
No, baby, do it like
the cool way.
Do it like you do it at the house when nobody else is around.
When you're practicing in front of the mirror,
You took it.
Overall, I thought it was I know we're not at the end yet, but I'm just saying while the thought occurred to me, like through and through, I thought it was a pretty solid Raw.
Yeah. It was all right. Not too bad.
I thought it was the best go-home show we've had in a while.
Yeah. So they brawled, and that brings us to the final matchup, Roman Reigns versus Alberto Del Rio. And, okay, look, I get that they're trying to make him stay face with the crowd, but it's not working, and they're having him cut these heelish promos and acting very heelish. And then they go out and say, look what he's doing with the kids. Like, he's joining the Make-A-Wish Foundation and granting these wishes, and he's doing such great things. But then he's coming out and cutting promos on AJ, and like, I don't believe anything that you're saying. These people are going to respect me. And
well, I don't think that he's, I don't think he's outside the bounds of a babyface to question AJ's motives. Because, AJ's been presented in a way where it's really ambiguous to where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's out of line.
I don't know. I think it's just the way that Reigns has been carrying himself lately. It just makes me feel like he's cutting heel promos, but they're wanting.
Good guy. I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah,
I'm the guy. Did he say it this week?
He says it every week.
Yeah, but I'm with you because something that made me sort of look sideways was when the Usos were backstage and he was, they're like, yeah, we got your back. Don't worry about it. We'll get through this. He's like, we know you're the guy, but sometimes you need help from the all. And he's like, yes, sometimes the all needs help from the one.
Yeah, like that's kind of a cocky thing to say.
So I was like, whoa, a little big for your britches there, huh, buddy.
Look, I don't need your help. You need my help.
I don't think that he's explicit. I don't think he's explicitly turned heel yet, but I think that they're like riding the line, because
he's got to be the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I thought he worked his ass off in the main event. I thought it was a very good main event. I thought Roman himself looked very good in this match.
Did he look strong?
Certainly.
Okay. Tyler, any thoughts on the match?
It?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
All right. Well, Roman ends up defeating Alberto Del Rio, and then Luke Gallows and Anderson come out and attack, and then AJ Styles comes out and tries to stop him, turns around, and he gets attacked by Roman Reigns, and then Styles retaliates shortly thereafter, and they close the show with Styles and Reigns laying on the ground looking at one another.
How do you feel about AJ using the springboard elbow as like the finish now? Because clearly that's the finish.
So they're not the calf crusher?
We haven't talked about this yet, have we? Because he's been finishing his matches with that, and that's what he hit on Roman, too.
Yeah, like the calf crusher is his submission, and then the flying elbow is the...
and his signature is the...
Flying forearm, I should say. Phenomenal
Styles
forearm.
Clash.
He doesn't... He just teases it. He doesn't hit it. Like, he'll
do
it
every now and then.
He hasn't done it in weeks now. He'll get him, like, down in position, like, sort of like pile driver position, like he's teasing it, but he doesn't even like hook the arms with the legs. He didn't even go that far, really.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I don't have too much of an issue. It's certainly not the weakest finisher I've ever seen.
It feels like because he has He has like 3. I like that.
Yeah.
Talk about Umaga Spike?
Yeah.
I like that. It's taped up, man. You know what the fuck's under that tape?
I like
That's
that,
right.
and I also
Could be an
like.
actual spike. There's no thumb there.
What about the Kali, the hand thing to your head? That was, don't diss that. I liked it.
Hey, you weren't on last week with JTG, but if you read JTG's book, he said that's a heavy fucking hand and that shit hurts.
I
Did you read it?
no, but I thought you were talking about the Santino Cobra.
No. I'm talking about Kali's chop.
Oh, I guess I understood it wrong. I thought he was talking.
He saw me doing this and thought we were talking about
No,
the
y'all were
Cobra.
talking about Santino's Cobra.
We did.
Oh, that wasn't
In his
that.
final match, yeah. That was his last match against
You were
Santino.
like making fun of Kali's chop. And
No,
I
I'm
was
not
like,
making fun because I like it.
I was saying like in his book, he was talking about like him and Shad had to have they were punished, so they had to work a like handicap match against Kali, and he fucking hit that chop, and he said hits like a motherfucker with that.
Yeah,
chop.
that dude's humongous.
That hand is like bigger than your fucking head.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I feel like the Flying Forearm's sort of a step back from the Calf Crusher or the Styles Clash or even the Springboard 450. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's like Tyler said, he has hit the Styles Clash a couple of times, and I forgot when it was, but they kicked out of it. Like
Jericho kicked out of it at
Jericho.
Mania.
Yeah.
And I think he beat like Curtis Axel with his first SmackDown or something.
Yeah.
I don't mind him saving it as like an uber like super finish. Like it's like when he needs to put somebody away, he breaks out the big gun, and that's the Styles Clash. I think that's fucking cool, but I think then use the calf splitter or the Springboard 450. I don't know.
You know what I used to like? I thought it was pretty cool when he hit.
Bloody
and,
Sunday. Any of it.
I like the Pele kick, but I don't know. I don't like it that much anymore.
Well, it doesn't like you anymore.
It hates me.
How about that?
More dudes do it now. He was back.
He was
then
kind of one of the first people. I was like, this is pretty cool.
You want to watch that? You go watch Finn Balor. He does it. So, there you go.
I forgot we got to do payback predictions.
Yeah, settle in, boys. We still got a lot of show to go because we got to hear those picks. We got to hear those picks. We got to hear those dicks.
I fucked up.
It's payback prediction time taking place this Sunday on the
Can't clap,
WWE
so
Network.
like
Yeah, you can't clap and you say dicks. You're so funny.
I like dicks.
So payback taking place this Sunday. WWE Network should be a really, really fun time. I'm actually the card doesn't look half bad. Looking at it this time around.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Are you half empty or half full guy?
I'm wondering who the
With
hell has
this
been
one,
drinking out of my glass.
With this one, I'm going to say half full.
Yeah,
Usually I'm half empty.
I think the
negative.
matches will be pretty solid.
Usually I'm a negative guy.
I think this is actually probably going to be better than Mania.
Ooh.
Because Mania blew. Let's be honest. It was bad. WrestleMania 32, it was bad.
I think this Raw was better than WrestleMania.
The Raws since WrestleMania have been better than this. So the kickoff matchup, we'll start off with that. Hey, where's this guy been? Kalisto going up against Ryback for the United States title.
They haven't been doing anything with the... Didn't he got hurt, though, right? Or was that Sin Cara the few weeks ago?
Sin Cara.
No, remember I thought it was Kalisto that was outside who was been checked by the refs. And Sin Cara was in the match. Remember it was versus the Dudleys?
Yeah. Yeah, and he was out for the majority of the match.
2 weeks
Or he was out for the entirety of the match, actually. So, a rematch, WrestleMania rematch, as the pay-per-view following Mania tends to happen. So not a big shocker there. But there's been absolutely zero build-up for this, with the exception of a Ryback getting a win over Kalisto at SmackDown prior.
So why are they doing it again? I don't know. They're going to...
Just to
Part of
say,
me
hey,
feels
this
like-
title's being defended.
Part of me feels like Ryback's going to win now.
Oh, yeah?
Just, I have no reason. It's just, I just feel like...
Is that going to be your official prediction?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I don't care. I'm just...
All right,
there's
Doug,
nothing
how
to
about
go
you?
off of on this match.
I'm going with Kalisto because fuck Tyler.
You know what? That's a solid point. I'm going to go Kalisto as well to retain. So,
I really swayed you with that one.
well, that means someone's going to be wrong in this matchup, which I'm hoping it's Tyler because I'm still a couple points behind.
Hey, man.
And Doug and I need to make
The
ground.
big guy needs to eat, so he needs
Gotta
the belt.
Gotta go.
He
to
also
Cracker
needs to
Barrel.
go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
He's
there we go.
nuts.
I knew it was coming. So, all right, next matchup we're gonna talk about number one contendership for the tag team championship. Enzo and Big Cass going up against the Vaudevillains. Tyler,
I feel like the Dudleys are gonna screw Enzo and Cass.
I was about to say I feel the Dudleys are gonna win. I'm like, Dudleys are not even in this match.
So I think the Vaudevillains are gonna win.
Vaudevillains.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Doug, how about you?
I'm gonna go with Enzo and Big Cass because fuck Tyler.
Um,
Fuck Tyler.
I don't know. Do face work, or would it be better to have face heel? Because I don't know. I obviously Enzo and Cass are already over. They could have another feud with the Dudleys because we didn't even get
Would
to
you
see
even call
them.
it? That wasn't even a feud. That was like I
Short-lived,
They
yeah.
fucking beat him, man.
Yeah, they
1,
beat
2,
them pretty
3.
clean. You could have the Dudley boys come out and say, "Hey, we're not done with you yet. You know, you might have gotten a win, but this war is far from over."
We're not done. We gotta lose to you again.
Yeah, this time it's going to be a tables match.
Gotta
Even
put
though we
you
said no
through.
more tables.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to see Enzo and Kaz get the win, but
Hey, just go with Tyler because I don't want you on my side anyway.
all right, that's fine. I'll go with Vaudevillains. I'm getting kicked
Because
out.
of fuck Daniel.
I'm getting kicked out of my pick, so that's fine. All right. So I don't know. Tyler, pick the next matchup. What are we going to talk about?
Ambrose versus Jericho.
Ambrose.
Oh, don't be a dummy. Why are you skipping over Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin?
Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin.
All
Why
right.
would you
so-
skip that?
Sorry.
That's what he wanted. That's what
Sorry.
the man wanted.
No
Okay.
picking.
Are you trying to get him to pick that one so that you can pick Ambrose and Jericho?
No, I want to talk about Baron Corbin.
We need
Oh,
to get
okay.
a good discussion going on about Baron Corbin and the hair
Okay.
whip of doom.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
Anyway, I'm taking Baron Corbin because fuck Daniel and fuck Tyler.
You can. Are you smacking it? What are you doing?
I'm just gonna line y'all up and bam, 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 bam.
Pop. Too bad I'm on your side because I'm going with Baron Corbin also.
No, you can't be on my side.
Yes.
I'm picking Baron Corbin as well.
Whoa! Did you hear him? He say he's picking Baron Corbin.
I picked him first.
He's picking Baron. He picked him first.
I'll get off my jock. I got Baron
You're
Corbin.
gonna ride your coattail.
All right, Doug, what match are we going to talk about next?
Let me see what matches are.
There's
available.
Ambrose and Jericho, Miz and Cesaro for the Intercontinental, Zayn and Owens, Charlotte and Natalya for the Women's Championship, Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles.
Charlotte versus Natalya for the cat.
There will be no winner in that one.
I'm gonna take Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Sami Zayn versus KO. All right. This
Oh,
one's got
shit.
quite a bit of build. Who are you going to go with on this one?
Kevin Owens. I think Zayn beats him eventually, but it's not time yet. Also, because fuck you, both of you.
Well, damn. That's just cold-blooded. How about you, Tyler?
They have been doing where Sami Zayn's just been losing constantly, and I see
He
Doug's
won
point.
on Raw. What are you talking about?
No, one time.
He just won this past week.
Yeah, one time.
All right.
Beat Rusev.
Yeah, he beat Rusev.
He beat Rusev.
He beat Rusev.
Rusev's a fucking man.
He is a man. He is a man.
Don't you condescend
He's
to
saying
Rusev.
a man, not the man.
The man. The. You put the in front of that man.
But okay, I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn beating Kevin Owens, and that is gonna piss off Kevin Owens more. So
And
All
then
right.
where do you go from there?
more feuding.
Okay.
Yeah. They have the longevity. They could go the distance. I'm going to go with Zayn as well, just because I'm going traditional booking style. Kevin Owens was standing tall on Raw, so Sami Zayn's got to go over this week.
Did he stand tall and wrong?
He did.
I don't
He was standing on his tippy
Because
toes.
whenever Zayn was walking back up the ramp, had his hands over his head in celebration for beating Rusev, Owens comes out and clocks him from behind.
Oh, you're right about that.
Yeah. Something to think about. Final decision on
I'm
Owens?
gonna stay with Owens.
All right. Final decision to stay with Zayn?
Yes,
All right.
I don't want to be the same pick as you guys.
I'm distancing myself.
All right. Let's talk about Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. This one's got quite a bit of build. Not too bad. most interested Doug has been in quite some time in either of these characters. So we'll start with you, Doug, to tell us off.
I'm going to take Y2J.
All right, Jericho, interesting.
I do not know who I want.
You don't know?
No. You go.
All right. I'm going to say Dean Ambrose gets the win. He lost at Mania. Jericho won at Mania. Jericho was standing tall at the end of Raw, whereas Ambrose was laying flat down on the announcer table. I feel like Ambrose is going to win.
You know what? I'm switching my pick too. I forgot this was not a title match.
All right. Are not picking Y2J?
No, I'm gonna pick Ambrose.
All right. Tyler, the time has come.
Shit. Ambrose, why not?
All right. Dean Ambrose.
Y'all are both never mind. I'm going back to Y2J.
What's your final answer, sir?
My final answer is whenever I get fucking getting ready to give you a final answer.
All right.
I'm going back to Y2J.
All right. Going back to Y2J. All right. Okay. So, all right, Tyler, pick the next matchup. 3 remaining.
Charlotte versus Natalya for the cat.
There's no cat involved. It's for the women's championship, Charlotte versus Natalya.
That cat's ugly. You seen that cat?
Not recently.
Not recently. It's probably gotten uglier. Gonna go with Charlotte.
All right, Doug.
Charlotte.
And I am picking Charlotte.
You're going with Natalya because you love the cat.
Nope, not doing that.
Yep.
So
and you like how Natalya farts.
No, we talked about that last week.
I know. I heard it.
Okay.
I remember that.
No, that was Doug.
Yeah, he
And
liked
you
to
would've
fart
known
at
that.
Natalya
Okay.
over the cat loving Natalya.
Yes. Let's talk about Miz versus Cesaro, Intercontinental title on the line. Doug, who are you going to go with?
I don't know. I'm undecided.
All right.
Skip me for
We'll
this.
go to you, Tyler. What do you think?
So, I know they're bringing Maurice back for Total Divas, but
Yes.
also him having the title and
Yes.
her back kind of makes him a little more relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you let him keep the title and still have another feud with Cesaro after this somehow? I don't know.
Have
Well,
Maurice interfere and
Cesaro got a whole gimmick revamp too.
Yeah, he did. So I don't know. I rather crush Miz than Cesaro.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Cesaro.
Cesaro to win.
Yes.
Doug.
Miz via shenanigans of some sort.
So
Shenanigans.
Miz retains.
Miz retains.
All right. I'm going to go with the Miz as well. I feel like Maurice is going to get involved, and that's going to set up another matchup for whatever pay-per-view is following Payback. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's Payback.
Yeah, I get my Payback, so we'll have to see how that plays out.
Now Daniel, pick another match.
All right. We'll do the final matchup on the card.
Don't go pick a different one.
Oh. How about the WWE Championship match?
Fine, whatever.
All right. Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles, WWE Championship on the line. Tyler, we'll kick things off with you. Styles or Reigns?
I think it'll be. I don't think it will come true. Or it's too good to be true. I don't think AJ would win the title.
Shocker.
Yeah. Of course, I feel like Anderson and Gallows may get involved somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Usos too. I don't know.
Who's so crazy?
They're gonna go
Gonna
down.
set up a steel cage match.
I think it's guaranteed that Anderson and Gallows get
Will
involved.
Anderson and Gallows cost AJ the title, and that's later on when they'll bring Finn in. Don't know.
Stuff to think about.
But no, Roman's gonna
Things that
retain.
make you go.
Roman's gonna retain for sure.
Roman? All right.
Things that make you go.
Even though I want AJ to have the title, but
How about you, Doug?
Roman retains.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Roman's, he's a guy.
well, he's not.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. He's not a
No,
good
he's
guy
a
or bad
guy.
guy. He's the guy.
He is a guy. So,
Hey, guy.
yeah. So, if you're still listening to us this late into the show,
He's
make
the
sure
guy.
make
Hey,
sure
guys,
you comment.
Hey guys, he's the guy.
He is a
Just get it
guy.
right.
Hey, guy.
A guy.
Hey guys, can you just get the thing right? It's he's the guy.
Yeah, he's a guy. Am I saying it right? A guy? All right.
The guy.
So, yeah, let us know in the comment section what you think of our predictions, and let us know your predictions as well. But I have to say, as far as that goes, those were some great picks. Hey,
guys, can you just say Roman's the guy?
He's a guy.
The guy.
So let's move on to some hot
Those
topic
are some
news.
great picks.
Yeah. Whatever.
Those were great picks.
Screw you both.
Dicks.
Hot topic news, in case you did not see it blasting all over social media.
Hey, hot off the press, is this just in? Hey, guys, can you say that Roman's the guy?
No. Samoa Joe defeated Finn Balor at an NXT live event.
That does not happen often.
No, it does not. It's been a while since title changed
yeah.
at a live
And I
event.
saw the video, and that crowd was losing their shit.
Did you see the promo, though?
The promo?
Yeah. He said, hey, Roman's. Roman's not a good guy.
He's not a bad guy. He is a guy. That's right.
God.
That was fun. Yeah, I mean, I think
You're not going to get him to say it.
I think the last time that the titles changed hands, I think the last time any titles changed at a live event was the Usos at a house show somewhere. I want to say, but I'm not for certain. So yeah, Samoa Joe ends up defeating Finn Balor for the NXT title at a house show. And they're gonna air it this week on NXT. So
they're gonna do.
It makes. I don't know.
Whoa, wait! That was a show they usually tape.
No, it was normally.
So
on
how's
tape.
that? Okay, they have the shows they've taped already in the row. They're about to play, or they're at the end of their time.
They've still been doing the WrestleMania weekend matches. So this week they're gonna show.
So that's gonna be out of order.
A little bit. No, because after the NXT takeover, the day of WrestleMania, they had an event and they filmed a number of matches. Did you not see that?
I saw some.
Where like Bayley came out and she was like, I lost the title, but you know, it's not how many times you get knocked down and you got to get back up and all that. So I think this is the week where they would normally go into their tapings, but I guess they're going to show parts of that particular live event.
There's going to be a rematch.
Yeah.
And I think Balor's going to lose again. Then I don't know when they're going to bring Balor up, but
we shall see. I'm not sure.
Baylor.
Yep. No, not quite. But, yeah, really interesting stuff. So you'll definitely want to check out NXT this week so you can check out the match. There was also a report going around that supposedly Jack Swagger is leaving the WWE pretty soon. Have you guys heard about that?
Nope.
No? Dog of you?
Roman's the guy.
He's just a guy. All right. Oh, Lord. All right. Final bit of hot topic news. In TNA, the world of TNA, they have confirmed that Velvet Sky has left the company.
It's been confirmed that
Tyler's dying over here.
Velvet Sky said that Roman's the guy.
Make sure you laugh into the microphone so they know you're laughing. So, any thoughts on Velvet Sky?
That totally got me.
Yeah. Doug, any thoughts on Velvet Sky leaving TNA?
Roman's the guy.
All right. So that's going to do it for us this week. Since we covered the Q&A portion of the show, make sure to submit your questions and leave us your thoughts on Payback on our YouTube channel, WNSvideo, also our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Roman's the guy.
You can follow
Roman's
us.
the guy at Roman's the guy.
You can follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel. You can follow Tyler at Tyler_Abear. Really good stuff. So for the podcast crew, I am Dino Heron.
Tyler Abear.
Roman's the guy.
And we will catch you all next week.